D.A.
Hey, Kevin.
Great stuff as always, D.A. Thanks. Here are the 5 for the Clippers. They've got Ivica Zubac. Paul George is out there with Jackson. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Batum in at the 3 slot. And for the Bucks, Middleton and Giannis are the forward tandem. Holiday out there with Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Lopez in at the center, locking down the middle.
Listen, he knows he should have made that shot. We'll see if they can work it back to him in that same area.
Paul George with the steal. And here comes Leonard leading the fast break. Here's George, and it's sent back by Lopez.
Well, Lopez twice on the pipes. He has the length to do this every time on the defensive end.
And it's Batum with the ball, bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers.
Quick job of getting up the floor and creating early offense.
You don't give the defense any chance to set up. Sometimes you just love an easy look.
Pass to DiVincenzo. Middleton on the wing. Pass to Lopez. Shoots over Zubac. That doesn't fall. Can't drop his first shot. Jackson finds Leonard. They get it back. Jackson, that's good.
And with the defender draped all over him, Jackson has that strength to fight through the contact.
A shot by Holiday. Nobody around. Milwaukee, no good that time either. Clippers have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
There's a real knack for understanding when a guy is uncovered, and Paul George's court awareness on display right there. Beautiful.
Here's Antetokounmpo. Oh,
wow! My goodness, that was absolutely filthy.
Oh, nasty. This building is stunned. He dug deep, Greg, into his bag of tricks there. George, and George with the stuff.
Well, you love the tenacity. Paul George cannot be contained when he gets near the tin.
And Paul George, Doris, kind of a late bloomer coming up in high school. His older sister used to give him the business on the blacktop. Of course, eventually, he found his stride, and the rest is history.
It took some encouraging from older sis and his high school coach, who actually had to threaten him with running suicides to get the guy to shoot more. And think about it. This guy plays his college basketball at mid-major Fresno State. That's really where he got onto the NBA radar.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Today, Greg, we see a lot more friendly rivalry. Does that bother you?
Not at all. I mean, people like to say, well, our era had the rivalries were more bitter. I disagree with that. I think guys are every bit as competitive today as they've ever been.
That's good to hear.
They just also have more exposure and opportunity to be around one another. Kids today growing up, they've been playing against each other since the 5th, 6th grade in national tournaments. When we played, we didn't get to see the other top players around the country. So I think that was one reason why you didn't have a closeness with guys that unless you were on the same team.
And if you're looking to make a big play with the pass, you've got to love Giannis. He's a big target on those alley-oop lobs.
Back to George. Oh, tried to dunk it home, but drew the foul, and it'll go to the line. That's on Brook Lopez.
Wow, that is a strong move there to go in for the dunk.
The Clippers shooting their first free throws of this one.
And last season, as a team, they knocked down 79% of their free throws, so those are numbers you'll be happy with.
Looking at who's out there now for the Bucks. Portis, he's checked in for Lopez. P.J. Tucker comes in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Pat Connaughton, he's checked in for Chris Middleton. And it's Bryn Forbes in for Dante DiVincenzo. That one drops for him.
Savvy play from Holiday. Quick thinking helps him get the ball to the wide open man.
And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. We have got to see that sensational mobile one block again.
Some intimidation right away. Got to show those shooters you're going to be there all night long.
And here is Los Angeles now. George looking around. Three-pointer. Milwaukee with the rebound. Outside Portis. And Forbes kicks to Holiday. Passes to Portis. But he stays with it. Bucks passing it around. Here's Forbes. It's tipped. Another shot. Launches a three. Unable to get that one. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Outside for George. Shoots the three. There's his third field goal, and now he's made half of his 6 shots.
But you love how Paul George gets his feet under him first on these catch and shoot. His pre-shot routine is so important.
Tucker, the pass to Connaughton. Back to Tucker. The kick out to Holiday. Shot clock at 5. Here's Connaughton, defended by George. Misses off the left iron.
What a masterful job on the defensive end. Did everything possible to alter that shot.
And the wide open shot from Morris. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers holding on to an 8-point lead heading in. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1/4 of action so far. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Clippers?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
Yeah, I think they wanted to come out of the gate strong, and they have. They've taken the early lead here.
Here are the 5 the Clippers have to start the second. They've got Kennard. Marcus Morris is out there with Patrick Patterson. That's Rajon Rondo. And it's Oturu in at the 5. Here's Forbes. No good with the triple.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Oturu, the pass to Patterson. Out to Morris. Now here's Tucker. Patterson defending. A nice shot by Tucker.
Well, that's just superb coordination and balance right there. Tucker's hard to move once he gets the ball inside.
Kennard on the wing. Second quarter of basketball, about 1 minute played so far. Morris, left side. Clock at 6. A floater. Oturu. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
I really like how Marcus Morris plays within the offense. This guy is so solid at recognizing when he should give it up.
And Holiday kicks it to Tucker. Down low. Portis, the pass to Tucker. Here's Connaughton. And there's the pass to Portis. And goaltending is going to be the call. So they get the basket there anyway.
So close to getting the block there. You can live with those calls because you'd rather have a guy playing aggressive instead of playing it safe.
Here's what Milwaukee's going with right now. Brook Lopez is checked in for Bobby Portis. Giannis Antetokounmpo comes in for P.J. Tucker. Chris Middleton's checked in for Pat Connaughton. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Drew Holiday.
And good to see Jackson finish closer in. Not a guard who just chucks up threes. Can find the creases with that handle.
Giannis drives in. And the dunk by Giannis.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points. Here's Jackson. Got it. Good job in the low post. Jackson's got the lead up to 8 now for Los Angeles.
And the lead should be safe if they can keep shooting the basketball like this.
Giannis against Patterson. Here's Giannis. And there are the Bucks with another bucket.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
The drive by Jackson. Zubac kicks to Jackson. On the wing, but 2. Back to Jackson. And he hits gets it just before the shot clock expires. Jackson's got 8 points.
Well, everyone's seeking those high percentage looks in the restricted area. Nicely done there.
And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in this second quarter of play. DiVincenzo with it. Guarded now by Patrick Patterson. It's intercepted. Here's the break. Jackson dishes to Patterson. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Jackson passes to Zubac. Back to Jackson. Here's Kennard. Out of bounds. Milwaukee takes possession.
Yeah, and I think he was surprised to see that pass coming his way and just really reacted too late.
Drew Holiday's checked in for Bryn Forbes. The Clippers also making some changes. Leonard, he's checked in for Patterson. And Paul George is subbed in for Luke Kennard. And there's the foul. It's on Nicholas Batum. That is his first foul of the game. We've got 1:08 left in the first half. Middleton outside. He dishes it to Lopez. And Zubac with the block.
Solid rebound there, and with a score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
The shot by Middleton, wide open. Nice form on the 20-footer.
Yeah, they've raised their shooting percentage in this quarter, and they're starting to get on track.
Now George. He's got 9. High post, Zubac. And George, here we go. And that one is good from Zubac. And the Clippers lead by 8.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. And it's a 10-point Los Angeles lead.
You allow Paul George loose in fast break situations. He's an absolute force in the open floor.
And so we wrap up the first half. Clippers lead by 10.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball fans. What an outstanding first quarter for Paul George. He had 11 points, 2 assists, and 1 steal. What'd you think, Shaq? Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. It's been one outstanding game from George.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
And part of that has to do with his mindset. He has been looking to push the action at every opportunity, and he has been in attack mode all night.
Giannis is the 4 with Lopez the 5. Dante DiVincenzo, he's out there with Holiday, and it's Middleton in at the 3, the small forward. That's the 5 on the floor for the Bucks.
A shifty player who really thrives on making the right play. Holiday sure runs a smooth pick and roll.
Jackson kicks to George. Ray, can you really compare players from completely different eras? I mean, people love to talk about the greatest of all time.
You know, Kev, some players do transcend eras. There's no doubt about that. Wilt's a great example, and there are many others. But in reality, to your point, the style and the way in which the game was played was so different that it isn't fair. I mean, all you can be is the best of your generation or one of the best, and I think that should stand no matter what the conversation is.
Like, there's no doubt in your mind Oscar Robertson could play in this era as well as he played when he played.
No doubt. Bill Russell, all those guys,
yes,
they're truly
yes.
great ones. So much of your ability to perform at a high level is built around your confidence and your belief in your abilities. And those guys had it as much as anybody who's ever played the game.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Let's see if that serves as a momentum builder. What a great sequence for this group.
4 on the clock. And the dunk by Zubac.
And you want more of this from Jackson. The more unselfish he is, the better the team.
Stolen by Jackson. Batum scanning the floor. Shot from the wing. Leonard inside. Defended by DiVincenzo. From deep, George drills it from outside. George has got the lead up to 13 now for the Clippers.
Wow, what a start. 3 for 3. Terrific play calling. Everything clicking out of the gates here.
Jackson against Holiday. The kick out to Giannis. Look from Holiday. That misses off the backboard.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
And the Bucks with some changes. P.J. Tucker comes in for Brook Lopez. And it's Pat Connaughton in for Dante DiVincenzo. Pass to George. Outside Rondo.
Hey, yo, right here.
Pass to Oturu. Good. And it's Rondo who picks up the assist. Oturu's got his second basket of the game.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Holiday, the pass to Tucker. Giannis outside. It's deflected.
Out of bounds.
And that's out of bounds. Milwaukee will retain possession.
A split second late, but almost came up with a steal there.
Absolutely appreciate the effort, though. He really went after it. So close.
And the Bucks making a change here. Portis is checked in. Patterson, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Luke Kennard comes in for George.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Los Angeles leading by 13. Pass to Leonard. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Wide open, couldn't capitalize.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
And Kawhi Leonard, one of the league's most dominant rebounders, Doris, from the wing position.
Board man gets paid. That was his motto from back in high school and college. It's all about hard work and earning your keep, according to Kawhi.
The Clippers have gotten 4 of their first 5 second-half shots to fall. 80% since the break. Goes back up. And the shot goes down. Leonard's got 6.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
Shot is good, and the Los Angeles leads cut down again to 13 points with the basket from Holiday.
A really smart player. Holiday can find the spaces inside and exploit them for points.
Leonard inside, guarded by Tucker, and Leonard gets it to go.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Holiday against Rondo, and the pass to Portis. Out to the wing. Now here's Tucker. He's covered by Leonard. Just 5 on the clock. Leonard brings the double team. Three-pointer. The shot that time not on target. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers. Their lead at 15 going into the break. And we'll see if they can keep up their tremendous shooting they've been dialed in so far from. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
You love the unselfishness, finding the best look, and it doesn't matter who's taking it.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Kennard is out there with Rajon Rondo. Then it's Marcus Morris. Then there's Patrick Patterson. And it's Oturu in at the power forward position. Chalk up 2 there. Rondo's got his first points in this one.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Rondo against DiVincenzo. Pass to Portis. Banked in off the glass.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
Rondo passes to Morris. Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. Pass to Oturu. To the paint. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. A chance now for a three-point play. It's on Bobby Portis.
Well, a convincing finish by Patrick Patterson, giving us a demonstration of the kind of power he has at his disposal.
Here's what Milwaukee's going with right now. Lopez comes in for Bobby Portis, and Giannis Antetokounmpo is subbed in for P.J. Tucker. Here's Connaughton. No good on the three.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Passes it to Kennard. Stolen by Middleton. And now the fast break. Middleton with the ball. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So one free throw coming up.
And if you foul Middleton in the act, you may as well chalk the point up. He's always been a very consistent free throw shooter.
Drew Holiday is checked in for the Bucks. And so George will bring it up for the Clippers. 17 points was their biggest margin. On the wing, Jackson. Out to Morris. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. And here's George for three. And Chris Middleton pulls it down. Bucks trail by 14. And Holiday has it in the corner. Good. And it's Giannis picking up the assist.
And you have to be right up on Holiday. When you're not, he's ready to take those quick shots.
Now here's Jackson. Outside, George. Los Angeles with another miss. Milwaukee's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. The feed to Holiday. The three for DiVincenzo with the tip. Clippers leading by 11. Moving it up. Jackson passes to George. Batum inside the three-point line. Cans the shot with nobody near him.
He's just stretching him out. The defense has got to do a better job of staying attached to him.
Well, you know this. This is a guy who's looking for his shot the whole time. You have to know who you're guarding. KYP, know your personnel.
And stolen by DiVincenzo. Lopez kicks to DiVincenzo. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
You know this, if you're open, you can count on Brook Lopez to find you. He uses his height to spot open teammates.
Jackson dishes to George. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Takes the three. It's good, and it's his 6th make against 11 attempts.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness, as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Clippers.
You know, it's tough to put your finger on the deciding factor in this one, but I'd say that the shooting accuracy made the difference.
Yeah, I think you're on point, Kevin. They got better looks, and that tends to lead to a better field goal percentage.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Paul George.
What a relentless scoring night for this guy. In attack mode all evening.
Paul George grabs the miss. And there's the call on Dante DiVincenzo. That is his first foul of the game. Los Angeles making a switch here. Leonard's checked in. George with the ball. Now the pass to Zubac. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. Antetokounmpo finds Holiday. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
And with his length and explosiveness, it's never a surprise to see Giannis get points on the offensive glass. Great nose for the ball.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. And again, no good by the Clippers. Here's Milwaukee now. They trail by 11. Middleton against Batum. Giannis passes to Lopez. The kick out to Holiday. Giannis outside. No good. So the Clippers winning this one easily. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David... And with
Kevin, thanks very much.
much needed indeed, David. Thank you. Quite a few injuries here between the two teams. 5 players out tonight.
5 players unavailable tonight. A lot of minutes and shots to go around.
Here are the 5 for the Clippers. We've got Kawhi Leonard. Batum is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then it's Paul George, and it's Jackson in at the 2 spot. And for Brooklyn, we've got Irving. DeAndre Jordan is out there with Griffin. And there's Green, and it's Harden in at the 1. Here's George. Brooklyn with the rebound.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Yeah, you don't want to leave people open when Blake Griffin has vision of the floor. He exploited the hole in the defense that time.
And so it's the Nets getting on the board first. And George, here we go. In these teams, both among the league's better defenses, Brent, with advanced stats and tracking, do you think it's getting easier to measure and quantify what goes into great defenses?
I think there's technology, Kevin, that still needs to come along in order for some of the analytics guys to really truly assess positional defenders and where some of their arms and legs are. That will really help them define how these defenses are impacting some of the offenses and the way they play. I don't know how he does it, but Kyrie does such a great job to get deep position and convert, separating himself from other point guards in the league with that finishing ability.
Now, here is George. They get a hand on it. Griffin with the steal. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. The shot's good from Irving.
Traditionally, that's how you want to finish the break, right at the rim.
Yeah, anything other than a layup in that situation, probably disappointing. Had numbers, took advantage.
Here's George. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah, I think you got to be cautious when you guard Paul George. He's not afraid of the contact, and that time welcomed it.
You throw good, Paul George. He's perfect from the line this time.
Well, a great player on a great role at the charity stripe. The D has got to be careful about being too aggressive on him and sending him back for freebies.
Now here's Harden. Pass to Irving. Inside. Griffin finds Irving. Down to 5 on the shot clock. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. Irving's got 8 points.
Now, they can't miss. 4 for 4 and warming up the burner.
George looking over the floor and stolen by Kyrie Irving. Green with the ball. Leonard picks him up and the jam by Harden.
Great to see Kyrie Irving getting after it on the defensive end, showing how quick those hands could be, not with the ball handling, but knocking the ball away.
Now here's George. Outside Leonard. Dishes to Batum. It's stolen by Green. And here comes Harden, leading the fast break, and the jam by Harden.
At this point, I don't know what you can do to slow this team down.
Well, nothing that they're doing seems to be making an impact. And there are some nights where you just run out of options, whether it's by personnel or by tactic.
And it's George finishing it off.
Paul George is aggressive. Look at his eyes right now, focused on scoring, and he sees the open path and gets right there.
Now, here is Harden. 1:24 left in the first quarter of the game. 5 to shoot. Griffin finds Harden. Here's the 3. He doesn't hit that one. And the Clippers will go the other way with it. George passes to Batum. Outside Jackson. Irving with the steal. And another fast break for Brooklyn. The Nets are running. Oh, Griffin in position. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
Yeah, check out the hops on Blake Griffin. Just one of those lethal alley-oop threats in the NBA.
George against Harden. Outside for George. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. LaMarcus Aldridge is checked in for Jordan. And a switch here also for the Clippers. Rajon Rondo's checked in for Jackson. Brooklyn leading by 8. Harden outside. The pass to Griffin. Back to Harden. From past the arc. Batum grabs the miss.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
The strength and that body that Kawhi has, he finishes through contact as well as anyone in the league.
Here is Harden. And again, no good by Brooklyn. And Leonard gets it to go. Leonard's got his second basket.
You got to do your best to root and push and shove Kawhi Leonard outside of the paint. He's just too strong and too skilled on the inside, and then he starts to get comfortable.
What a performance for Kyrie Irving. He has been... And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And taking a look at the Nets' performance here, guys, what jumps out to you, stats-wise?
Well, look at the turnover ratio, then look at the score. Easy to see what happened in that first period.
Yeah, hopefully the opposition can recover, because that first quarter defensively was unbelievable, just crippling defense.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. Setting the floor for the Nets. Joe Harris is out there with Johnson. Then there's LaMarcus Aldridge, and it's Claxton in at the 4.
And you see Morris aware of his surroundings, getting a good jump down court.
It's tipped. Kennard kicks to Patterson. Launches it, and stolen by Aldridge. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. Here's Claxton. Bucket is good.
Just another way Aldridge beats you. As a facilitator, very comfortable making decisions.
Passes it to Patterson. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Morris passes to Kennard. Morris inside. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
Harris outside. Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. The Nets shooting their first free throws of the game. And he knocks down the first one. You know, Greg, we know there's some power finishers in the NBA like Giannis Antetokounmpo, but he complains a lot that he needs to sell contact rather than muscle through it. How do you evaluate those kind of power finishers in the game?
Well, I mean, there's still power will always play a role, especially when you can add in quickness and athleticism. And I think you start right there with Giannis. I mean, he's kind of epitomizes that. LeBron obviously is still in that category, and a guy like Kawhi Leonard, he can send you into the stanchion when he gets going downhill as well.
Here's Johnson after Rajon Rondo's bucket. It's stolen by Rondo. Kennard on the wing. He's been patient so far, nothing on the scoreboard yet. Rondo finds Kennard. A miss that time would have put him up.
Well, the D really getting away with one there. No one on him, and that's going to be good 9 out of 10 times.
Aldridge's shot is good.
Great size and great balance for a big man. Aldridge does a superb job of finishing through the contact.
Rondo against Johnson. It's Patterson atop the key. On the wing, Morris. Just 5 to shoot. And Luwawu-Cabarrot is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. So for the Nets, Bruce Brown comes in for Luwawu-Cabarrot, and it's Kyrie Irving in for Tyler Johnson. And then for the Clippers, Leonard, he's checked in for Patterson. Reggie Jackson comes in for Luke Kennard. And it's Paul George in for Rajon Rondo. So for the Nets, DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Aldridge. Blake Griffin comes in for Nicholas Claxton. And it's James Harden in for Joe Harris. Zubats is checked in for the Clippers. Now, here is Irving. He's got 8. Here's Jordan. That shot, no good. And the Clippers will come the other way.
And the rebound battle split.
That's
Oh,
a great dunk.
freakish.
Man overboard.
Wow.
And how's that for a one-man show? Put this fella on Broadway.
The most magnificent alley-oop we could have seen. Harden against George. It's Harden with
Too much at that. And this is how a floor leader makes a statement. Harden just put the other team on notice.
1:12 left in the first half of the game. The 3 from George. Leonard the pass to Zubats. And the dunk by Zubats.
Well, when you get into a system, your first system in the league where you share the ball, Kawhi Leonard keeping his head up and finding the open man.
George against Harden. Leonard with the steal. Can't tie it up as that one's no good. Nets have gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. It's Harden with the drive. Irving against George. Lets it go from deep, and Irving gets it to go on the assist by Griffin. Irving's got 11 points.
When you make shots like that, Kyrie is showing just how confident he is in his offensive ability.
George passes to Zubats. Leonard fires away from outside, and he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. And here comes Brown, leading the fast break. Jordan kicks to Harden. The wing jumper off target.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on it.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to Kyrie Irving was red hot to start the first. He had 11 points, 2 assists, and 2 steals. And that
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. You look at Kyrie Irving in this game, he has been everywhere.
What a menace he was on defense through the first 2 quarters, just disrupting everything.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he wanted to do out there. Everyone he guarded looked uncomfortable.
Checking out the group for Tyronn Lue to start the second half. Paul George is out there with Reggie Jackson. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then there's Batum. And it's Oturu in at the 5 down low. The shot's good from Jordan.
And how about that beautiful display for us of DeAndre Jordan and that wingspan getting to that ball.
Now here is George. 6 points for him. Outside Leonard. 5 on the clock. It's stolen by Green. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. Harden dishes to Jordan. Outside Green. Griffin against Jackson. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Around the free agent race last year, for your money, Greg, who would you have rather taken? Kawhi and PG, Kevin Durant and Kyrie.
Well, wow. I tell you what, it's a tough call. You know, Kawhi's got a couple finals MVPs. KD's got a couple. Kyrie's got a ring. It's a tough call. I mean, PG is more than capable, man. I think it's a toss-up, partner.
I agree. Yeah, I'm going to agree with you.
Yeah, Paul George anticipating contact, preparing for it, and just how smooth the finish was that, Kevin.
Harden kicks to Irving. Back to Harden. Oh, Griffin in position. Stolen by Zubats. And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. Leonard with the ball, shoots from the elbow. The shot, no good. The Nets go the other way with it. The numbers in their favor. Always going up for the alley-oop here. Pass to Griffin. Green kicks to Harden. And he overshot that one, missing.
Well, maybe not the best shot against that kind of defense, but he still has the ability to knock that kind of shot down.
It's a hand on it. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Great at using his body and finding his feet in positions on the boards where he can get up, get to it, get an extra possession.
Here's Harden, and it's sent back by George.
You can't toss up the weak stuff around Paul George. He sees it coming and uses his reach to get to it.
To the inside, Zubac.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. Harden the pass to Irving. Outside Jordan. The dish now to Green. Irving against Jackson. And that one, good. Irving's got 13 points.
Yeah, I feel like he uses the dribble to set up his rhythm for the mid-range shots like that one. Kyrie knocks another in.
Outside, George. Outside for Jackson. Over Irving. Jackson down low. Covered by Irving. Second chance shot. No good. And Brooklyn will come the other way. And Zubac picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. And here is Johnson. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Pass to Llewellyn. Johnson surveying the floor. Here's Aldridge. Lays it up off the glass. And the Nets lead by 7.
And guys, if you let Aldridge get inside with the ball, you've already lost. I mean, he's too big, too strong, too skilled.
Kennard the pass to Morris. There's 42 seconds left in the third quarter. Rondo finds Kennard. Los Angeles with a fresh shot clock. 2 points. That one goes. He has 6.
And you'd like to see more of this from Marcus. Attack that offensive glass and generate some points outside of those set plays.
Now here is Harris from downtown. Rondo with the rebound. There's the pass to Patterson. He kicks to Morris. Back to Patterson. Passes it to Oturu. Morris outside. Bangs home the trifecta. And now just a 2-point Nets lead.
And a guy with more of a mid-range game. Morris can still jack it up from deep if you give him enough space and time.
Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, a great job with the eyes. And what separates great playmakers, as we know, is peripheral vision.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. We've got LaMarcus Aldridge down out there with Irving. Then there's Harris. And it's Claxton in at the 4-man position. So that's the Nets 5.
Nobody getting a hand in his face in that painted area. That's a miss he's going to be disappointed with.
And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That is his first foul of the game. To the middle. And he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
Now you can't leave someone open around Rondo. He'll find him.
Rondo against Irving. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
And that was the right call. When you need a basket, go to the guys you trust the most.
Yeah, whether it's teammates or the coaching staff, hopefully a combination of both, but gets close, he's getting the ball.
Now, here is Morris. The Clippers need to get off a shot. He can't get that one to fall. So Brooklyn will take it the other way. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. And a new group in for the Nets. Jordan, he's checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Blake Griffin comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Green, he's checked in for Joe Harris. And James Harden subbed in for Bruce Brown. Green kicks to Jordan. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be and here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Here's George. James Harden picking up that last basket. Count that one, and the Nets lead has been cut back down to 4 points with the basket from Paul George.
What's the pick used for? It's used for separation, and Paul George got it there.
Now, here is Harden. Pass to Jordan. In the corner, Irving with it. Shot clock at 6. And he makes good on the layup. And the Nets lead by 6.
Making the easy shots and the tough shots. He's on top of his game.
And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. George against Harden. George, no good. And so Green will bring it up for Brooklyn. Harden the pass to Irving. Back to Harden. He feeds it to Griffin. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
My goodness, how about that miss? I mean, that's 2 easy points that they just given away.
And Leonard gets it to go.
Oh, you could see it from the moment he caught the ball. Leonard looking to rise to the occasion, making the big shot to help the team out.
Irving dishes to Harden. Back to Irving. Jordan trying to free himself up, and it's Irving missing.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
And it's Leonard with the jam.
And don't give a cerebral player like Leonard that kind of opening. He'll read that gap.
Now here's Harden. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth.
And this is what great players do. Harden understanding how to deliver in a big moment.
Outside, George. Pass to Zubac. Outside for George. And contact on the coach's challenge has been issued. Post game like this, down to the wire, this is what it's for.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, I was able to listen in on what the Nets head coach was going over with his team. He told us, guys, this is it. We need one final push here. Everyone working together. Let's go get these guys. He also talked about making smart plays with the ball. Kevin, you can't have any mistakes at this point of the game.
Thanks, David. Now, here is Harden after the miss from Reggie Jackson. Green kicks to Jordan. And he commits the intentional foul. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. And that's an intentional foul.
Shooting for Brooklyn.
He hits the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
And Harden finished second in MVP voting in 2017, won the MVP in 2018. A multi-talented combo guard who just seems to get better every season.
Nobody near George. And a miss there on the triple. Irving looking for an opening. From deep. That one no good. And so it's Brooklyn with the win. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that's going to do it tonight, folks.
Kevin, thanks.
He stays working and stays true. David, thank you. Here are the starters for Los Angeles. We've got Reggie Jackson. Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. Then it's Paul George. And it's Leonard in at the small forward. And for Portland, pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Nurkic. And it's Powell in at the 3 spot. Clippers moving the ball around. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. Some of the best in the game go at it here tonight. Chris, what an incredible guard matchup we have here in this one.
Oh, Kevin, there are some all-time greats playing at the guard spots these days. It will be a fun matchup to watch.
McCollum against George. McCollum passes to Covington. Yep, it counts.
Can't be too far off Covington. He's skilled at sizing up the defense and firing once he gets it.
Now George. On the wing, Jackson. On the wing, Batum. 6 to shoot. Outside Jackson. Count the basket.
Well, when Batum spots a wide open teammate, he zips the rock to him quickly. Just exceptional vision.
And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. Here's Lillard. The shot, no good. And it's the Clippers taking it the other way. Leonard attacking, and they pick up 2.
And he moves so well. When Leonard drives the lane, it's pretty much a guaranteed bucket. Terrific body control, and he plays with the ultimate force.
Lillard fires away from way outside. It's hauled in by Paul George.
He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-ups.
Yeah, and I have too, which is why they're okay with it. I'm sure if he gets that kind of look again, he's going to let it fly again.
To the paint, here's Zubac. That falls. Nice feed that time from George.
And the slick pass from George set that up well. He has such a natural instinct for where to send the ball.
Lillard outside. Kicks it out to Covington. Makes it off the glass. Covington's got his second bucket.
It's easy to admire Covington. Even when the defense gets rough with him, he stays with it.
Lillard against Jackson. The shot by George, wide open. Offline with his three.
And even without that three ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
And so George will bring it up for Los Angeles.
And last season, Lillard doing more playmaking than prior years, a career high in assists for him.
Well, we all know that Dame can score whenever he wants to. This team is better when he's setting others up. Lillard knows that. I expect him to continue to spread the ball around.
Powell dishes to McCollum. Pass to Lillard. Back to Covington. A three ball. And Damian Lillard, good for the three.
The outside shot of Lillard is pure. I mean, he always seems to have the look that's going in.
George looking over the floor. Back to Zubac. A reverse, and it's good on the layup.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in their arsenal.
Powell kicks to Lillard. And the Trailblazers, another three.
There's never going to be hesitation from Lillard on his catch-and-shoot opportunities. His confidence through the roof on those.
Right side, George. Here's Leonard. Busts the J after the cagey pass fake.
He doesn't play around. If the bucket's there for him, he's going to get it.
Here's Lillard. He's got 6. There's 42 seconds left in the first quarter. Kicks it out to Covington. Lillard outside. McCollum outside. Tries again. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up.
I like to see this. Lillard patient reading the D. He finds the open man.
Leonard on the wing. Back to Jackson. Covington with the steal. Passes it to Powell. Lillard outside. Here's Powell. He's covered by Leonard. And finished off by Nurkic.
Rising off the ground with such intensity. When Nurkic is this close, he wants to slam it down.
And it's Zubac atop the key. Shoots over Nurkic. And that does it for the first quarter. Portland out in front as they end the first quarter on a 12-4 run. From Portland, we're back in a moment. Greg, we know many guys in the NBA have range, but Dame...
When I'm training summer.
The team seems to support, Greg, that philosophy 100%.
The game has changed. Some guys would rather take a few steps back to get a cleaner look. Lillard being one of them.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And taking a look at the Trailblazers' performance, what do you think they're doing or not doing?
Just a terrific first quarter, sparked really by their unselfishness.
Oh, yeah. Love the ball movement so far. Everything clicking at the offensive end.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, as the second quarter gets going. So for the Clippers right now, Patrick Patterson is out there with Morris. Then it's Luke Kennard. That's Rajon Rondo. And it's Oturu in at center. Comes up empty down low.
Nothing less than that kind of defense will cut it against them. That's just great work inside.
Kennard's shot is off. Trailblazers leading by 6. It's stolen by Morris. Here we go, one-on-one. Here's Patterson. And the Clippers miss again. And for Portland, their shooting has been outstanding in this game at 58%. Second shot opportunity. Jones, the pass to Canner. Goes up with it again. And another shot. Another miss. Boy, they had their chance there, but couldn't get it to go. And Enes Kanter picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Clippers trail by 6. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
A shot by Rondo is no good. The Trailblazers have gotten off to a rough start here in the second quarter, going just 1 for 5. And the basket by McCollum.
Ooh, what body control from McCollum. This guy's just a scorer. He takes on all comers.
Right side, Rondo. Morris dishes to Rondo. Rebounded by Anthony.
That's a shot they're always happy to get, even when he blows the finish.
Here's McCollum. And again, it's Portland converting.
I think McCollum's mechanics and mindset really come into play in the mid-range game. He's deadly from that area. Now, you know, Anthony's getting more floor time last season. He worked his way into the Blazers' rotation. He's still young, though. It seems like he can carve a roll out on his team.
And the Trailblazers making a change here. Oturu. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Pass to Anthony. The pass to Canner. Down to 5 on the shot clock. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
And Simon's a bit undersized at that 2-guard position, only 6'3", but a natural 2 with playmaking ability.
Ultimately, this team wants him to be a scoring threat off the bench. I mean, have him come in firing from outside. He's got a lot of work to get to that point.
Pass to Simons. Over Morris. That one off the back iron and out. And so it's Rondo bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. They've only given up 6 here in this quarter.
Talk about an advanced distributor. I mean, there's passes that point guards can make, and there's passes that Rajon Rondo can.
Here's Simons. He's covered by Rondo. A nice shot by Simons. And the Trailblazers lead by 8. Rondo passes to Morris. Puts the move on. Inside to the right side. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. And it's out of bounds to the Clippers as the Clippers retain possession. A platoon swap here for the Clippers. 1:07 left to play in the first half. Clock is at 3, and the foul on Carmelo Anthony. That's his first foul. Derek Jones, he's checked in for Anthony. Passes to Jackson. And Batum kicks to Jackson. In the corner, George with it. And the rebound by Nurkic.
A little surprised he took the jump shot with nobody around him. He could have attacked the basket.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. The Trailblazers shooting their first free throws of the game. And that one falls for Jones. And so Jones nails both of them. 50 seconds left now here in the second. George against Powell. Now here is George. T right on him. Batum finds George. Hits it from 3-point range. George has got his first 3 points of the game.
And there's never been any question about George's 3-point range. He just goes through stretches where he knocks down the 3 at a ridiculous rate.
To the inside. Outside, Covington. Lillard way outside. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Here's Jackson. Here's Batum. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Now just a 5-point Trailblazer lead. And that's it for the first half of action in what's been a very close game here. Trailblazers lead by 5. And now we'll...
Kevin, thanks. Here with Coach.
Thank you, David. And we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. They were never able to get the lead above 4. Checking out the Trailblazers. And that should do it with the second.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. You have to like what we've seen so far from Damian Lillard.
And even with the defense shading towards him on every trip down, he still finds a way to come up big.
He's so good at reading opportunities and seizing up on whatever the defense gives up.
The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Norman Powell, and it's Nurkic in at the 5 down low. So that's who Terry Stotts starts the second half with. No good on that one. So the Trailblazers will take it the other way. They've led by as much as 10. And McCollum on the floor, all business. Off the court, he's a very outspoken player, very colorful guy. And Greg, you were saying you see a future in media for him when he stops playing.
No doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, McCollum spoke up quickly about the seriousness of the virus when they were playing. He's very knowledgeable and shares what's on his mind. A media position after he's done playing is a very real possibility if he chooses to.
Oh, he found the open space from mid-range, just maybe rush his release a little bit.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
You'd like to see a little more energy coming out of halftime on the defensive end.
And George kicks to Zubac. And it's Norman Powell with the foul. That's his first foul. Enes Kanter's checked in for Portland. Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. Jackson finds Zubac. On the wing, Batum. Hands it from downtown. Batum's got 5.
This is an area where Batum does major damage. The defense must respect his touch from there.
Pass to McCollum. Beyond the arc. It's hauled in by Zubac.
Might take them a little while to find their stride here in the second half. Only 1 for 4 so far. They just need to calm down, play their game.
Steps back and fires. No good on the shot. Now the Trailblazers take it the other way. Here's Powell, and the dunk by Powell.
And terrific floor awareness. I mean, it's obvious Covington has a great feel for when his teammates are wide open.
Clippers trail by 6. George passes to Jackson. On the wing, Batum. Leonard against Powell. Just 4 to shoot. And George kicks to Leonard. Lets it go. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. He has 6.
He makes so many hustle plays, and here he's working the offensive glass for the tip-in.
A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Portland moving the ball around. Jackson against Lillard. And that one drops for him. Greg, who are your favorite players to watch in the NBA?
Boy, that's a tough one. You know, you gotta like the guys that have changed the game in some regards, right? Steph, KD, and Giannis. Those are 3 guys that are just doing things that don't seem normal.
True.
Then others who remind you of past greatness. You know, Jason Tatum with Kobe, or maybe an Anthony Davis with Hakeem. And those are guys that I love. And then the other guy, listen, LeBron James. I could watch him play basketball every day. You know, to do what he's done at this stage of his career, I just think it's incredible. And I think our game is in great shape.
Agree on all counts. Outside, George. And the layup's good off the glass. George has got 5 points so far.
Nice play by George. This is what size on the wing gives you. The option to pick your spot anywhere
on the floor.
Lillard surveying the D. Again, the miss by Lillard. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers, trailing by 4. Leonard with the bucket.
And he's got the athleticism and strength to be a powerful presence inside. Leonard never afraid to get in and mix it up down low.
Here's Lillard, and the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
He's made the most of the halftime break. He shook off the problems he had in the first half, and he started to settle in.
So both teams making some changes here. Portland shooting their 3rd free throw shot of the game.
And one thing you talk about with Lillard, great at all times, but absolutely lethal in the clutch.
The pass to Patterson. Morris outside. And he uses the glass on the layup. Morris has got his first basket.
How about the strength of Morris, shrugging off the D and nailing the shot?
Lillard outside. It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. Cantor trying to free himself up. It's good on the putback. And the Trailblazers lead by 5.
Now, that's the staple of Cantor's game. This guy has a knack for knowing how to come up with offensive boards.
And we've watched 3 so far in this one. It's the Trailblazers. They lead by 5. And 4th quarter basketball. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
This is where the NBA's headed. I mean, multi-dimensional big men. That was just a beautiful pass.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the 4th quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the 4th, we've got Luke Kennard. Marcus Morris is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then there's Patrick Patterson, and it's Rondo in at the 1. That's tipped. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. Kawhi Leonard comes up with the rebound. Clippers trail by 5. Rondo finds Patterson. Rondo with it. Pass to Patterson. No one near him. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
I understand we're seeing some high-powered offense, but you've got to put up a little more resistance than that.
Oh, yeah, they're expanding a ton of focus and energy at the offensive end, but at the defensive end, it is just the opposite.
Simons, the pass to Anthony. The shot from the low post is good.
Yeah, just superb focus there from Melo, overpowering the D and still finishes.
Passes it to Kennard. And Patterson kicks to Rondo. Back to Patterson. Good. And it's Rondo who picks up the assist. Rondo's got 3 assists in the game. About a minute and a half through the 4th quarter now. Pass to Simons. It's stolen by Morris. Here's Leonard. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. That's now 8 points for Leonard.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Here's Simons. Giles the pass to Cannon. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call.
Last thing they want to be doing right now is giving away possessions. I mean, turnovers can kill you in this kind of game.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Nurkic is checked in, and the Clippers making a change here as well. Zubac is checked in for Patrick Patterson. Morris against Anthony. To take the lead. Morris, no good. And the foul called on Marcus Morris. That is his first foul of the game. And the Clippers making a change here. Mann's checked in. 4th quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Simons, the pass to Giles. Here's Simons. It's stolen by Morris. One-on-one fast break. Here's Mann. And the layup falls. Well, as we move into the fourth, it's been an even game.
Guys, teams have exchanged the lead 5 times thus far.
Kicks it to Nurkic. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him.
Well, this is what you want from Nurkic, a fearless player who welcomes the chance to take important shots.
Outside Rondo. There's the pass to Kennard. Down low, 5 to shoot. Zubac's in the post. He's guarded by Nurkic. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Both teams deciding to change it up. The Trailblazers have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Lillard outside. To the paint. Here's Covington. He kicks it to Nurkic. The shot by Lillard wide open. And the 3 ball is good. And the Trailblazers lead by 4.
Reminding us again why he's one of the game's great clutch shooters.
Outside, George. Pass to Leonard. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And guys, that's the man you want with the ball in his hands on that critical possession. Kawhi being his best in the biggest moments.
Lillard against Zubac.
His interior scoring is one of the things that drives their offense. Don't expect him to miss many of those.
Leonard finds Jackson. Good D by Covington. For Portland, they've gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Good!
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
Yeah, he approached that one with total confidence. He has what it takes to come through in the clutch.
It counts! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
And there was a time when folks said George wasn't a clutch shooter. Remember? Not anymore, people.
23 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Here's Lillard. And it's the Clippers with the rebound.
This isn't a done deal yet, but they have got to move quick.
Well, you're right. Time is of the essence. You got to move.
From deep three-point range, and the miss. And so the big win by Portland in a tight game. What a show they put on here at home tonight.
I mean, these are those games that...
David, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. Our cameras caught the Clippers arriving at their building and coming through. And they've got a few injuries on their bench. Less options, but you'd think not too big of an impact for them.
2 injuries, one of their stars out, but it's all about how you respond to the adversity.
Now, the starting group for the Milwaukee Bucks. Middleton and Giannis are the forward tandem. Dante DiVincenzo, he's out there with Holiday, and it's Lopez in at the center. And for the Clippers, Batum is out there with Kawhi Leonard. And there's Jackson. Then it's Ivica Zubac, and it's George in at the 2 guard.
I mean, that can happen to anyone, but it's ugly every time it does.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, embarrassing. He just lost his concentration for a split second, and that's all it took.
And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. Some veterans on these teams, Clark. What are you looking for and how that will impact the game?
Well, I think both of these teams have a really solid roster. And I love the blend of experience and youth. When you have NBA experience on the floor, there's just a level of play that you see at the defensive end that makes it enjoyable for me. So I think that's what we'll see tonight. Experienced pros getting after it.
And so the Los Angeles Clippers get the first points of the ballgame. Antetokounmpo passes to DiVincenzo. Over George. Milwaukee the rebound. The shot's good from Lopez.
Man, what a special player Antetokounmpo is, sharing the sugar there. The vision he showed, nice job finding the open man.
Now here is George. Outside Jackson. Baseline jumper. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
He uses the threat of his drive to open up looks for him offensively. Jackson is one smart cookie.
It's Antetokounmpo on the wing. Lopez kicks to DiVincenzo. Just 5 on the clock. Middleton outside. Shoots over Batum. Middleton can't get it to go.
Boy, not the kind of start they wanted. Only 1 for 4 so far.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It goes on Giannis Antetokounmpo.
And I think George is clearly one of the most difficult covers in the league. When he's taking it strong to the basket, the defense sometimes has no choice but to foul it. Free throw shooting is about mechanics, confidence, and your mental approach. He's locked in from there most every night.
The kick out to Holiday. He feeds it to Lopez. Nice move.
The up fake from Lopez working to perfection.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. The first free throw is good. Brook Lopez hits them both.
Really always a plus to have a big guy stroke it from the line like that. The soft touch on full display.
Jackson against Holiday. Jackson down low. Here's Zubac. Milwaukee with the rebound.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
DiVincenzo finds Giannis. Great positioning on the putback.
Excellent awareness of where to be on the offensive boards. He did it with great position.
George looking around. Outside Leonard. There's the three. And again, no good by the Clippers.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Outside Holiday. Middleton outside. Lopez right side. The kick out to Holiday. Lobbed up there for Lopez. That gives them the lead.
Savvy play from Holiday. Quick thinking helps him get the ball to the wide open man.
DiVincenzo against George. Pass to Batum. Zubac with it. Outside Leonard. Batum trying to break loose. And Leonard gets it to go.
What strength from Leonard there, not allowing the defense to get the best of it.
There's 53 seconds left in the first quarter. The kick out to Antetokounmpo. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
And I tell you, it's ridiculous how much space Antetokounmpo covers in just 2 strides. I mean, the way he handles himself going to the basket, it is one sight to see.
Now, here's George. Count that bucket.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Here's Holiday. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Lopez. And the dunk by Lopez.
Nice job that time. Really an excellent job from Lopez to find the right angle to get the feed off the pick and roll.
George with the ball. Outside Leonard. Fires from deep. DiVincenzo with the rebound. The kick out to Holiday. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. When you consider how the Bucks are doing, what do you guys think?
Aggressive at running guys to the backboard. You could tell it was part of their game plan coming in.
Yeah, and you know, when a team establishes an edge on the glass early, it really sets things up for the rest of the game.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. And Milwaukee, looking at who they've got, we've got Bobby Portis. Brook Lopez is out there with P.J. Tucker. And it's Connaughton in at the shooting guard position. Here is Forbes, following the basket by Marcus Morris. Forbes dishes to Tucker. Back to Forbes. And Rondo sends it back.
Oh, you forget sometimes how much of an impact Rondo can have defensively there, showing off some superb vertical as he goes up for the block.
Now, here is Morris. Out to the right wing. Here's Patterson. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Morris, no good. Milwaukee with the ball.
And Clark, although he's not the force he once was on the floor, Rajon Rondo still can give you strong minutes in bursts.
Greg, I tell you what, I love watching this guy work. I know his double-digit assist days are long in his rearview mirror, but this dude still knows how to run a team, and he is ideal for leading your second unit because he's an orchestrator, a facilitator, a playmaker, and guys love playing with him. You can just feel how guys enjoy playing with Rondo running the show.
Milwaukee, no good that time either.
Boy, he's got to be disappointed in the result there. I mean, the defender really didn't make any impact at all.
That puts them in the lead. Mann's got his first bucket in this one.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
2 minutes now played in the second quarter. It's Portis, high post. Shot clock at 6. A second chance effort. Morris with the block.
And a rare block shot from Morris. Anticipates the move and just times it out perfectly. Second chance points always hurt. Just not enough effort to block out.
Hey, guys standing around spectating. I mean, you got to get in there and get tough.
Now, here's Kennard. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Patterson can't get it to go. Milwaukee's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Portis kicks to Forbes. And Connaughton has it in the corner. Here is Forbes. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. Here's Mann. Rondo passes to Mann. Patterson with it. Milwaukee with the rebound. Portis has got 4 rebounds now tonight, and they're running. I know you appreciate this, Greg. So much of defense now is closing out on the three-point shooting and then protecting the rim. Consequently, pull-up jump shooters are super valuable, and there are a lot of good ones in the NBA right now.
No doubt about it. And Kevin, you know, you think about a few guys. James Harden, I mean, he shoots that step-back three, but he's a guy that, because of his ability to utilize your inability to defend that three-pointer, Kyrie, Dame Lillard, those are some guys. Chris Paul still as good as anybody in that mid-range area. C.J. McCollum. These are guys that have really feasted and carved out a nice niche for themselves in the NBA because of that ability to take and make jump shots.
Man, I love that list. You're right on it. Here is Forbes after Rajon Rondo's bucket. And Forbes kicks to Lopez. Here is Forbes. He's covered by Rondo. Here's Connaughton. And the Bucks miss again. For Los Angeles, they've gone 3 of 8 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter.
You know, Rondo's always looking to pass, and the threat of him passing can oftentimes open things up for him on the fast break.
Here is Forbes. He's covered by Rondo. The kick out to Lopez. Over to the left wing. Left side, Portis. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. And again, Rajon Rondo. Rondo's got the lead up to 6 now for the Clippers.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
A pass that long had better be on target. Otherwise, it's impossible to make a play.
A tremendous mobile one block that we had to see again. Great send back.
And they're determined to add to the lead, not with more offense, but with big-time D.
Here's Leonard. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in.
And, you know, Antetokounmpo.
And so it's Los Angeles with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. And
the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2K Sports, everybody. You're A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. Their field goal percentage was a robust 50% in the period. And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for...
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. Nice game, great performance by Brook Lopez.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
They've got Paul George. Ivica Zubac is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then there's Batum, and it's Jackson in a point guard. That's the group starting the second half for Tyronn Lue. The basket counts and one. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a 3-point play.
You know, growing up in Greece, Giannis Antetokounmpo was so poor, he and his older brother, Thanasis, had to share a pair of tennis shoes. I mean, how about how far he's come since then? Now he's the first foreign-born player ever with his own Nike signature shoe.
And Antetokounmpo on the follow. Antetokounmpo's got 6 points.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
We've seen it time and time again in games. Effort and determination on the glass can make up for a lot of other weaknesses.
Now, here's George. Right side Jackson. Clock at 4. Nice open look, but it's no good.
And Clark, they say back in Greece, all of Giannis's basketball shoes were hand-me-downs from his teammates.
Greg, nothing like not having enough to drive you to get more. I mean, clearly, you think about Giannis and his background and where he is now, he and Thanasis oftentimes would take turns playing in the game, swapping the same pair of shoes. Those days are long behind both of them.
And they start the second half with 3 straight misses.
And the wide open shot from DiVincenzo. Middleton against George. And it's sent back by George. And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. Stolen by Middleton. Now here's Lopez. 8 points for him. 2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. Giannis passes to DiVincenzo. Shot clock at 5. To the inside for the tie, and the basket good. A bank shot that time. Lopez has got the game tied up here for Milwaukee. Outside, Batum. Pass to Leonard to stop the drought. The rebound by Middleton.
Boy, an awful beginning to this half, guys, missing their first 4 attempts.
For the lead, it doesn't go for him. Great D that time from Batum. 3-on-3. Here's George. Leonard kicks to George. Back to Leonard. Outside, Batum. Holiday against Leonard. Over Holiday, and the Clippers miss again.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
And he's got to find other ways to contribute then, because his shot making is not happening right now.
Jackson dishes to Leonard. They get the rebound. Pass to Batum. Now here is George. Defended by Middleton. And it's George missing. Milwaukee's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Launches the 3, and it's Chris Middleton with the 3. Middleton's got the lead up to 3 now for Milwaukee.
The obvious work ethic of Middleton on full display there. I mean, the quick release off the pass, which leaves the defense without much to do.
George with no one around, trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. And the Bucks with possession. They're rolling here with a 9-point run. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Bucks lead by 5.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Here's Zubac. Second shot opportunity, and that's 2 points on the layup.
You've got to be aware of him at all times. He's a bully on the backboards.
Holiday against Jackson. 41 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. On the wing, DiVincenzo. The Bucks need to get a shot off here. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation.
And you can tolerate gaffes like that sometimes, but in a close game, man, I tell you what, that really hurts.
And the Bucks making a change here. Bobby Portis is checked in for Lopez. P.J. Tucker comes in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Pat Connaughton, he's checked in for Chris Middleton. And it's Bryn Forbes in for Dante DiVincenzo.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
It's clearly been their edge, and in a close game like this, you look for every edge you can find.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
The third quarter comes to a close. Bucks lead by 5. And coming up as soon as we return from... And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
And they'd love to see every possession end this way. True team basketball.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. On the floor for Milwaukee starting the fourth quarter. P.J. Tucker is out there with Portis. Then it's Chris Middleton. Then it's Holiday, and it's Connaughton in at the two-guard spot. First free throw is good. And so he makes both from the line. Now George. And Leonard has it in the corner. Outside, George, 6 to shoot. Back to Leonard. George finds Leonard. Leonard on the wing for 3. It's good from long range.
How about Kawhi Leonard knocking down the 3 ball? Didn't have that shot when he got into the league. Love seeing how he's improved as a shooter with the outside jumper.
Rondo against Holiday. Inside and stolen by Patterson. Here's Leonard. Out to Morris. The pass to Patterson. Puts up a 3. The Clippers keep it alive. Bucks leading by 4. Middleton drives in. Boom, he jams it straight down.
I think Middleton wants to send a message with his dunks. I mean, when he's sprinting to the hole like that, you need to just get out of the way.
Here's George, and it's George finishing it off.
Vital basket there. This is just the time and really just the situation when he looks to take over.
And you know that's right. I mean, he's looking to put his stamp all over this game.
Here's Connaughton. Holiday against Rondo. The kick out to Holiday. Misses the 3. Clippers trail by 4. Rondo can't get it to go.
That's exactly the look they wanted, guys. Right guy, right play, wrong result.
Tucker, the pass to Connaughton. Clock at 6. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
He just powered that one down.
One of the game's top dunkers.
Absolutely salivates when he attacks the rim.
The 3 from George. Rebounded by the Bucks.
You know, defensively, you just can't afford to give him that much room. They're fortunate that he missed that one.
Middleton, the pass to Connaughton. Back to Middleton. And Tucker has it in the corner. Pass to Portis. And he gets the bucket. And now an 8-point Milwaukee lead.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Rondo against Holiday. Kicks it out to Leonard. To the left side wing. Rondo. Los Angeles with another miss. Bucks leading by 8. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. The wide open look here for Holiday. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. And so it's Morris with it. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. The offensive rebound. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
You know, one of the things Paul George, PG, has done is improve his ball handling, and as a result, defenders are nervous when he's handling the ball and getting up into a shot.
So for the Clippers, Zubac is checked in for Patterson. And it's Batum in for Morris. Milwaukee also making some changes. Lopez, he's checked in for Bobby Portis. Giannis comes in for P.J. Tucker. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Pat Connaughton. Pass to Middleton. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Boy, for me, it's really been fun watching the evolution of Chris Middleton. I mean, a rangy two-guard who can really stuff the stat sheet.
Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's an 8-point game. The Clippers have gone 2 of 7 from the field in what's been a cold start to the fourth quarter for them. DiVincenzo against George. On the wing, Batum. Fires from 18, and that one off the back of the rim and in.
And because of Paul George's composure and even-keeled nature, his teammates have great trust in him in these situations.
And Holiday kicks to DiVincenzo. Here's Lopez, the kick out to Antetokounmpo. For 3, Middleton. The shot, no good. And the Clippers will come the other way. Here's George.
Mercy, mercy me. Yeah, you know, George really enjoys being in the air. I mean, this guy has great body control and bounce, and his slams at times can be absolutely sick.
And here's Holiday. So a close game sees Milwaukee taking this one. All right, David, thank you. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg.
Kevin, thanks very much.
All right, David, thank you. Quite a few injuries here between the two teams. 5 players out tonight.
5 players scratched from the game. If you're one of the healthy players, you're going to get all you can eat.
Here are the starters for Brooklyn. Jordan is out there with Griffin. Then it's Green. Then it's Harden. And it's Irving in at the 2. And for the Clippers, Batum is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then there's Reggie Jackson. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's George in at the point guard. Irving looking for an opening. Left side, Jordan. Pass to Griffin. Leonard against Jordan. Count that one.
How many times have we seen DeAndre Jordan take it off the window and convert? Boy, he is so good.
Now, here is George. On the wing, Jackson. Irving with the steal. Jordan with it. George picks him up. Kicks it out to Harden. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. This one for 3. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Jackson finds Leonard. And it's blocked by Jordan.
Boy, the wingspan of DeAndre Jordan. This guy sends it back with a message.
Takes a 3. George, no good.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Great teamwork, punctuated by a strong finish.
Going right to the rim, which is where you want transition opportunities to end.
Now, here's George. Leonard on the wing. And stolen by Kyrie Irving. Griffin passes to Green. Got a piece of it. And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. Let's take another look at the staunch defense during that mobile 1 block.
And early in the game, a defensive play like that goes a long way, establishing the attitude you want.
Now here's Leonard. Outside Jackson. Batum passes to Leonard. And here is Zubac. On the wing, Jackson. Just 5 to shoot. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan.
We call that masterful use of the pump fake. Paul George effective getting guys to jump on it.
Rajon Rondo's checked in for the Clippers. And the Nets making a change here as well. Marcus Aldridge is checked in for Jordan. Irving against Jackson. Irving passes to Aldridge. Basket, good. Greg, you and I talk about the big man, his role in the current NBA, and how they can possibly carry the standard for the great centers before them. And you played with the great one and Patrick Ewing, so you have a great appreciation, I would think, for.
Oh, no doubt about it. And I think two guys kind of separated themselves a little bit. Nikola Jokic and Joel Embiid, I think, are the two guys that stand out for me because of their ability, in essence, to do everything well. They can shoot it, they pass it, they can shoot it from the free throw line, they give you rim protection. I throw Rudy Gobert up there as an elite center as well. Doesn't have the offensive impact that those guys have, but he does impact the game as well.
Three young, dynamic centers. Those are good names. And that one's good. Leonard. And it's a tie ball game.
Kawhi Leonard's length lets him play bigger than his size.
Harden dishes to Irving. It's stolen by Rondo. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson.
And that's up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate in the open court when a steal triggers the break.
Now here's Green. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. An easy 2 points on the layup.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
And I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
That shot off the mark. The Clippers go the other way with it. Outside, George. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
Allow Paul George loose in fast break situations. He's an absolute force in the open floor.
Harden the pass to Irving. Back to Harden. And the jam by Harden.
Kevin, he is tough to stop when he gets to the rim.
Yeah, Greg, he can get up a few notches higher. There's 18 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Now here's Rondo. 5 on the clock. And here's George for 3. It's not going to go for him. Tie game in Los Angeles. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break. Naturally a ball-dominant player, James Harden talked to us.
Yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal, of course.
Giving their offense another dynamic.
And it also helps him preserve some energy for those big moments in the big games.
And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
And we know this. Every team in the league now seems to be looking to play with pace.
We've got Marcus Morris. Luke Kennard out there with Rajon Rondo. Then there's Patrick Patterson. And it's Oturu in at the 5. They're the group out there for the Clippers starting the second quarter. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
The Nets shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one. And Brown drops them both. Here's Rondo. Right wing. Patterson down low. Up top, Morris. Shot clock at 5. And the pass to Oturu. And Harris wide open. He shoots. Good on the triple. Harris has got the lead up to 7 now for the Nets.
You simply must guard Joe Harris when he's beyond that three-point territory. He will knock down shots if you don't contest.
Deflects the pass. Here's Brown, and finished off by Brown.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
At the end of the day, though, it's 2 points. Don't hang your heads. Let's get refocused and play with more patience.
The Nets on offense. 9 points in a row. Good run for him right now. Claxton the pass to Brown. Harris looking it over. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. And Joe Harris, the lethal shooter, he can also be a threat in the pick-and-roll game.
Yeah, Harris does a great job reading what a defense is giving. He's more than just a catch-and-shoot type of player. Harris can hit shots on the move and isn't afraid to go at defenders.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Outside Rondo. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Here's Oturu. That one rolling around and rims out.
No matter what looks they get, they just can't convert to stop this run.
And I think you can start to feel their frustration mounting. With every missed bucket, it becomes more and more desperate.
Harris finds Johnson. To the wing right side. The Nets need to get a shot off here. The rebound by Patterson.
Listen, offensively, they're very comfortable with him taking that shot. It's a good look under very little pressure. He just can't convert.
And with that one, it ends in an 11-0 run by Brooklyn.
And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Nets. On the wing, Harris. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Clippers trail by 9. Morris looking over the floor. Here's Oturu. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. And that one drops.
Huge hole in the defense that possession. He didn't waste any time cutting through it.
Brown outside. 1:07 left in the first half. Puts it up from 12, and that one hits back iron.
Well, defenses are content to give up the mid-range, right? It's not the high percentage restricted area or the three. You can see they're prepared to give up that shot.
Johnson against Rondo. He can't get it to go. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. Brown finds Harris. Goes up from the top of the key. Kennard with the rebound.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Patterson passes to Rondo. That three off the mark. Brooklyn leading by 7. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. Here's Batum. Passes it to Zubac. Just his first attempt. Green with the rebound.
Well, that's a blown defensive coverage, but it doesn't matter. He cannot answer the bell.
Irving for 3. That one doesn't go. And so it's Brooklyn.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2K. Brooklyn found themselves in a close game in the first. The period wrapped up with the teams on.
And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books. 1 half to go. And for Brooklyn, they're shooting a respectable 47% from the field in this one. So for Brooklyn now, Griffin is out there with Green. Then there's DeAndre Jordan. Then there's Irving. And it's Harden in at the 1. You and I have talked about how the NBA Finals used to be tape delayed. What's the value of fans getting to see the broadcast live now as opposed to tape delayed as it was back in the 70s?
Isn't that weird to even think that that's the case?
I know it.
You know, I think, Kev, that the fans, they just feel more connected to their favorite teams and players. It creates more anxiety, right? Because nowadays there's nothing that can happen that you don't know about it, whether you see it or not. So live sports, especially the NBA Finals, the anticipation, that anxiety that we talked about, man, I'm still a fan to this day in a different way. So I can only imagine when you have a personal vested interest in the team, what that's got to feel like.
Edge of your seat, you're right. And Leonard stays with it.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Nets leading by 6. Gordon with it. He has 5. Irving passes to Griffin. The Nets working the ball around now. Shoots from the high post. Harden, no good. The Clippers have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Pass to Zubac. Back to Leonard. Unloads. And the dunk by Zubac.
Well, you have to love the patience by Kawhi right there. Use the pick and roll game to perfection.
And Kawhi Leonard with a very analytical approach to the game. Studies angles, movement, trying to groove in on perfect mechanics. I mean, he does it all.
Yeah, Kev, that goes back to his favorite high school subject, which was math. And think about how precisely he has built his game. He started at the free throw line, then went to the low post, and now has added the range game. Very analytic approach.
And they found the touch from the field here in the second half. It was a struggle in that first.
Irving against Jackson. Griffin trying to get open. Irving's shot is good. And the Nets lead by 4.
Boy, it's rare for a point guard to do as much damage on the interior as Kyrie Irving. You've got to guard him in there.
Oh, and here we go. Green's got it. The fast break chance. Harden kicks to Irving. The tray. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Zubac has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Leonard with the bucket. Leonard's got 4 points this quarter.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
And it's Harden with the ball for the Nets. Outside for Griffin. Irving up top, guarded by Jackson. From deep, Harden. It's hauled in by Zubac. Zubac has got 6 rebounds in the game.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Harden. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Harden's got 7 points in the game.
You love the leadership of Kyrie Irving from the lead guard position. Yes, he's looking to score, but he's adept at finding the open teammate.
Zubac, no good.
Boy, in that close, he's almost automatic. But boy, that's pretty good defense. Wow.
Harden dishes to Irving. Jeff Green on the wing. Off target with his 3. Clippers trail by 4. Jackson finds Leonard. Back to Jackson. Here's Zubac. Outside Jackson. Pass to Batum. Zubac with it. Irving with the steal. In transition, here come the Nets. Griffin with the ball. That shot misses. Clippers have gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field. Outside for Batum. Leonard, the pass to Batum. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Over Griffin. The Clippers need to get off a shot. There's Jackson with the 3. They get it back. Here's Zubac. Oh, the power on that threw down.
Well, and it took a terrific effort at both ends to sustain this run.
They found their composure on both ends of the floor, and that is what triggered this run.
Back to Harden. Hits the 3-point bomb. He's got 10.
It doesn't matter how a defense plays him. Harden is going to make sure that that 3-point shot.
James Harden getting it done for Brooklyn. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. Back to the action after this word. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Well, we have some elite passing big men in the NBA, and you love that skill. Wow.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. Fourth quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. Setting the floor for the Clippers. They've got Kennard. Ivica Zubac is out there with Patrick Patterson. And it's Rajon Rondo. And it's Morris in at the small forward. Here's Claxton. And it's good, 2 points. Claxton's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for Brooklyn.
Well, terrific job by Tyler Johnson to do exactly what they want him to do. Find his open teammates.
And Patterson kicks to Morris. Over Harris. Morris, no good. Brooklyn leading by 7. Harris outside. Aldridge. It's good on the putback.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Morris against Harris. A fader. And an air ball on that one. Way off. Kennard, the pass to Morris. Here's Zubac. Out to Morris. Clippers moving the ball around. And it's good for 2.
Well, Marcus Morris has tremendous size, and he is willing to find his teammates when they're open. That's nicely done.
Johnson surveying the floor. To the middle. Here's Aldridge. That one falls. Coming off the Johnson feet. Johnson's got 3 assists now in this one. Clippers trail by 9. Now Kennard. Here's Zubac. Back to Kennard. And it's sent back by Aldridge. The numbers in their favor. Goes up. Claxton with the bucket. And now it's an 11-point Nets lead.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
The finish in transition, nice and easy.
Morris passes to Zubac. Kennard on the wing. Here's Morris. Lays it up and banks it in. Morris has got his first points of the game.
Well, this is the area of the floor where Marcus Morris can be a problem because of that frame in that game. Look out, gentlemen.
Johnson, the pass to Aldridge. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. And the technical free throw is good.
And what a tremendous career for LaMarcus Aldridge. I mean, so many double-doubles, a rim protector, makes plays for others. Man, the list goes on.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles, Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for Patterson. Leonard comes in for Marcus Morris. Jackson, he's checked in for Luke Kennard. And Paul George is subbed in for Rajon Rondo. The putback, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Harden's got the lead up to 12 now for the Nets.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Here's George. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
I'll tell you, that's the speed of Paul George on the drive. Amazing attack on the rim.
We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Harden has a wide open look. His 3-pointers off the mark. Clippers have gone 3 of 8 here in the fourth quarter. Fires from the wing. And it's George missing. And so Green will bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. Harden missing again. Clippers trail by 10 to the paint. Left side Jackson. Nobody near George. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time.
Now, Paul George is a phenomenal catch-and-shoot guy. Measures the shot before receiving the pass. It's hard to guard.
Outside Irving. And again, no good by Brooklyn.
This has reached desperation time for him.
I'll tell you, you need absolute perfection on every possession. That's what it's going to take here.
The 3 from Harden. It's hauled in by the Clippers.
You will not see this guy miss many of those. He's one of the keys to their floor spacing.
And George with this stuff.
You can see Paul George is locked in right now. Big-time shots demonstrate his elite level in the NBA.
And here's Harden. And so it's Brooklyn with the win. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining us. Coming up next. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for... Both teams tonight dealing with some injuries. Here's a look at who's out for the evening.
And some uncertainty arises when both teams are missing players. Who is better able to weather the storm and take care of business?
The starters for the Portland Trail Blazers. The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Powell, and it's Nurkic in at the 5 roaming the paint. And for the Clippers, Batum's out there with Ivica Zubac. Then it's Paul George. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's Jackson in at the point guard position. Now Lillard, the pass to Powell. Jacks up a 3, stolen by Zubac. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. The shot's good.
You always talk about the first 2 steps in transition, and Paul George out quick and decisively that time.
Pass to McCollum. Terrific, talented backcourts tonight. Greg, did it ever add anything for you playing across another top-level guard?
Listen, it raises the stakes, no doubt about it. You always want the opportunity to play against the best because you want to see where you stand. But in the end, even when you know a guy's better than you, and you're going to have that be the case a lot of nights, you still know that you will have an ability to impact the outcome when it comes to winning. And that's where you have to keep your focus.
Here's Jackson after the basket by Jusuf Nurkic. Jackson, that's good.
Not an easy basket for Jackson. He doesn't shoot a really high percentage, but he does make a lot of tough hoops.
Now here's Lillard. Nurkic up top. And finished off by Nurkic.
And that kind of defense ain't gonna get it done.
Gee, we don't see those kinds of dunks out of him all the time, but we know he's got it in him.
Well, any guy can throw it down against air defending him. Plenty of room, so not so amazing. What does amaze me, though, is that no one came over to contest the play.
And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Trailblazers have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Lillard, the pass to McCollum. Back to Lillard. Down low. Covington finds Lillard. There's the triple. And it's out of bounds to Portland. They'll retain possession. Enes Kanter's checked in for Nurkic. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. And a deep 3 from Lillard. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in.
Give him a little credit. Take some guts to keep shooting if you're struggling this bad. It's getting a little bit ugly right now.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Lillard against Jackson. Lillard, the pass to McCollum. The feed to Kanter. And he banks in the layup.
Well, really good ball movement on the entire possession. And then CJ getting slick.
George looking over the floor. Pass to Leonard. Goes up on the high post. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers.
I know it's about defending the post and the three-point line these days, but still got to be active in the mid-range area, and the defense gets away with one there.
Here's Jackson, and that misses badly. Air ball. Portland's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Back to Covington. No good. That would have tied it. And it's Batum with the ball, bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Here's George.
Yeah, Paul George put...
And, yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
A pull-up. And Cantor pulls it down. Trailblazers trail by 4. A nice shot by Simons.
Like the execution there from Cantor. Usually likes to score, this time with the pass.
Rondo kicks to Morris. Outside for George. Back to Morris. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. 4 on the shot clock. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Clippers have gone 50% from the field to this point. 4 of 8. Man passes to Patterson. There's the dish to Rondo. From down in the low post, it goes.
When you get into the painted area, Rondo's got great touch on the inside.
Lillard against Rondo. Lillard dishes to Cantor. Back to Lillard. Deep 2 from Anthony, and that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so the first quarter is in the books. Clippers ahead, up by 4. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in... Before the game, we talked with Damian Lillard. He had this to say when asked about his...
I know that when the main guy usually...
He's willing to bear the brunt, and he's also looking out for others.
Great leadership. His teammates seem to rally around that, and it's why every team he's on is a difficult out.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Clippers?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
Yeah, they did a great job. Just the initial thrust of that attack, as soon as they got the ball, constantly in transition.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the court right now for the Trailblazers, we've got Yusuf Nurkic. Jones is out there with Anthony. Then it's Damian Lillard, and it's Simons in at the 2-guard spot.
Bully ball in action as Melo gets himself way deep into the paint where he knows he can score.
Rondo passes to Morris. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Morris.
And Marcus Morris has raised some eyebrows in the last couple of years, just being a much more efficient scorer.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Simons surveying the D. Cantor trying to free himself up. Shot is good, and the Los Angeles leads cut down to just 2 points on the bucket from Carmelo Anthony. And last season, Marcus Morris is named one of the hottest on the trade market.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in Marcus Morris's offseason a year ago. A lot of contenders looking to add him to the roster. Handshake deal with the Spurs, switch to the Knicks, and then eventually traded to the Clippers. So grab your musical chair and try to find a seat.
Good on the shot.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
Outside Rondo. Quarter number 2, we're about 2 minutes in. Excellent D from Cantor. Kennard against Anthony, and he makes that one. Anthony's got 6.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Rondo dishes to Patterson. They need this. In the corner, Kennard with it. Ring shot on the way, and there it is for him. Kennard's got it all tied up now for the Clippers. The Trailblazers have gotten 4 of their first 5 shots to fall in the second quarter. Outstanding shooting. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Very pretty alley-oop layup. Cantor's got the lead up to 2 now for Portland.
Well, not explosive. Cantor shows some mobility right there on the pick and roll.
Mann passes to Patterson. Here's Mann. Fires for 3. 6 on the shot clock. And the wide open shot from Morris. Trains the three-pointer. Morris has got himself on the board with 3 there. Greg, if you're a small market team, how do you convince stars that you've drafted and developed to stay and re-sign?
It's a great question, Kevin. I actually think in a lot of ways it's easier today because you can be box office. You can be a superstar in a small market and have the name recognition because of the era we play in. And so I think the biggest way to keep him there is to build a championship caliber team around him. I think that is your saving grace. If you can prove to them that you can build a championship caliber team, I don't really think that there is a reason to want to leave.
That's a solid blueprint. It's tipped and stolen by Patterson. Now the Clippers moving it up. Morris with the bucket. Morris has got 5 points so far.
And that's up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate in the open court when a steal triggers the break.
Locked loose. Here's Giles. Goes straight to the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. Marcus Morris picks one up there.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure. And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. Outside, George. And he drops it in from the low post. He's got 8.
Think back to when Paul George entered the league in the 2010-11 season for the Indiana Pacers. A skinny kid, not so much anymore.
And the basket by McCollum.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Leonard on the wing. Passes it to Batum. It's George on the wing. Over McCollum. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater.
Well, maybe a bit undersized, but McCollum knows his length and how that can affect what he does defensively.
And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters. Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back from the first half. Bennett, the first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. They only had a couple rough stretches, and as the first period came to a close, and that'll...
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. Without question, George displaying his skills today.
Really impressed with the shot selection through the first half. Just taking what he can get
from the defense.
Yeah, I'm thinking back to the first half and wondering, did he take a low percentage shot? Everything efficient.
We've got Kawhi Leonard. Jackson is out there with Paul George. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Batum in at the power forward. That's the group starting the second half for Tyronn Lue. McCollum against Jackson. And the rejection by Zubac. To the inside. Batum. And no good. Good work defensively by Lillard. Portland leading. Yes! And the foul. That's on Reggie Jackson.
Even though McCollum's a little bit thin, he doesn't mind taking the contact and moving away from it before scoring.
And he'll be shooting his first free throw of the game here. And Los Angeles guys shooting at 50% in a decent groove. McCollum against George. Fires the three. Not going to go that time. Now Portland takes it the other way.
They have yet to hit a shot. A real slow start here in the second half.
Not many guys have the two-way ability of a Paul George. Just as dangerous defensively as he can be offensively.
The Clippers shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night.
And last season, as a team, they knocked down 79% of their free throws. So those are numbers you'll be happy with. Well, probably a little draft in the arena tonight. He's the last guy you expect to miss the mark by that much.
Absolutely. Lillard looking around. Now the pass to Nurkic. Back to Lillard. Lets the three fly. Cranes it from beyond the arc. Lillard's got the lead up to 7 now for Portland.
That's a nice shot from Damian Lillard. He feels like he can drain it just about anywhere and appreciates the fact that he's got that kind of range.
Jackson up top, covered by Lillard. Left side, Batum. Shot clock at 3. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers.
Not sure they realize it's not halftime anymore. 4 attempts, and they're still looking for their first bucket.
Near the three-point line, it's McCollum. No good off the back of the rim.
This is a rough stretch right here for him offensively. Seems to be rushing shots.
And they get one. Now 1 of 5 here in the third.
Trailblazers leading by 5. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Three-pointer, Lillard. It's hauled in by Zubac.
And a struggle for him tonight, but if they can make this lead hold up, he can just chalk this up as one of those nights.
So for the Clippers, Morris is checked in for Batum. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Jackson. Portland also making some changes. Enes Kanter's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. And it's Derek Jones in for McCollum. And it's Jones with the ball for the Trailblazers. Since the second half started, they've only given up 3 points. Taken away by Anthony. Back to Kanter. Stolen by Zubac. Leonard inside. Defended by Jones. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Kanter's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Powell, that's good. Powell's got his first 2 points.
He just takes advantage of the D in a way that very few players playing today can do.
George, that's a 2-pointer. Leonard against Jones. Goes up at the stripe. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Kanter's got his 6th rebound on the night. Jones with it. Guarded now by Morris. And the basket by Jones.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
George, that's good. Basket number 5 on a 5 for 8 night shooting.
Well, you got to have just great ball control when you're making a move like that, and Paul George definitely has the handles.
Lillard way outside. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Clippers trail by 7. Here's Leonard. Finished off the break. Leonard's got his 2nd bucket of the game to go.
And that's the high motor, the long strides we're always talking about with Leonard, killing it in transition.
Lillard attacking, feeds to Cantor. Back to Lillard. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops.
Consistent and accurate from that particular spot on the floor. The offense kind of predicts those shots. Lillard's got a good eye for the mid-range.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game call. Leonard on the wing. And George kicks to Leonard. Shot clock at 6. Back to George. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. And the 3 off target. And so it's the Portland Trailblazers bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. And we'll be back with... And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Well, there's a way to break down the defense with the handle, but you can do it with the pass. Prime example of that right there.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this 4th and final quarter. And on the floor for Portland here in the 4th, Nurkic is out there with Anthony. Then there's Jarrett Jones. Then there's C.J. McCollum. And it's Simons in at the point guard.
Just so good off the pass. McCollum set up and ready at all times.
George with the ball. Inside. And Jones sends it back. Leonard kicks to Patterson. Second chance shot. And the rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got 4 rebounds in this game.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Oh, Leonard in position. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Yeah, you don't see many of these opportunities for this team, but Kawhi, one guy who can get up there and get it done.
A little over a minute of the 4th quarter gone right now. And here's McCollum. For the 3. Again, McCollum missing.
His shooting has been a little bit below par. You think about what this lead would look like if he was on.
That's the efficiency you want to see from Jackson, using his poise and vision to make a play.
Here's Simons. Kicks it to Anthony. Pass to Simons. Nurkic trying to get open. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. Clippers trail by 5. Jackson dishes to Patterson. Outside for Batum. And it's off from 3-point range. Here's Simons. And it's McCollum in the corner. Pass to Simons. Anthony with it, and Batum picks him up defensively. A nice shot by Simons.
Great to see when Melo spots his open teammate. Good at noticing the overcommitment that time.
And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Clippers. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the 4th quarter. Here's George, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Paul George does a great job changing speeds right there, and that's a huge part of his athleticism. Takes it strong to the cup and just daring a defender to come at him.
And he can't get the first one. Los Angeles making a switch here. Zubac is checked in. And the second free throw, good.
Well, just 1 year in college for Paul George, and then made the transition to the NBA, and all the talk was about what it is we're seeing now. A very capable two-way player and all-star caliber talent.
Here's Lillard. Up again. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Trailblazers lead by 8.
Oh, a nice tip in to salvage the points from that missed shot.
Yeah, and those second chance points can add up. Leonard finds George. Shot from 16. And the shot no good, a bit short. Portland leading by 8. Look at the clock, a little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Now here's Lillard. From deep. The long distance three is buried. And it's an 11-point Trailblazer lead.
And we know it. We've seen it. Lillard's range extends well beyond the three-point line. Hard to keep a hand in his face from that far out.
Here's Zubac. Batum wide open. He fires. Los Angeles with another miss. The Trailblazers have gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field.
And it looks like just playing the last bit of this one out in what should be a nice win here for the Trailblazers.
If they had to battle for this win, there were times when it looked like it was maybe slipping away a bit, but they never let that happen, which I thought was a real credit to them.
And that's a product of their mental toughness. Anytime the flow of the game turned against them, instead of caving, they just dialed it up a notch and were able to pull away.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Enes Kanter.
I liked his aggressiveness here tonight, especially on the glass. He was not messing around.
There's 21 seconds left in the fourth. Now Lillard. From deep three-point range. The shot misses. And now running up the court. Leonard pushing it up. That one's not going to go. And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. David, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks.